Millionaires of Reddit, how did you become so wealthy? Should have probably put a serious tag on, but whatever. Well sir, I step in front of cars and sue the drivers. Ha, Goodreads continues to spend 97% of free time browsing internet and spending my extra $100 a month on fast food and video games. Always saved up a lot of money, 40% of my pay, and continually put it into stocks. Investment returns have outdone my savings for quite a while. I live in Eastern Europe. In 1990 I took out a huge loan and bought 10 apartments and furnished them. I rent them out to people, and with the money I earn from them I pay off the loan payments. I do this every 10 years. I have now 30 apartments and 1 employee who I pay to maintain them and make sure payments and maintenance is handled. The key is finding good tenants and maintaining a good relationship with them. It is not that hard, but a key to this strategy. In my 20s, I was a computer programmer just as the web started exploding in popularity. I could wire up websites and databases back when internet technologies were new and tooling was still primitive. I never hit it big with a viral website like Facebook or Amazon, but I did charge a lot for programming services, and I used that money to buy houses at first, and ultimately an apartment building in coastal California. In my 40s now, I don't feel very wealthy really. Oddly, I still check prices when shopping, and I plan to drive my old Jeep until it dies. When I travel, I often pay to fly first class, and I do enjoy the nicer hotels. But other than that, I live and spend rather simply. I enlisted in the army when I was 18. I liked it. I asked to become an officer, and they let me. The army sent me to college and I graduated. My officer pay was way higher, and in the army you don't have very many bills. I found I could save in between 1k and 5k every month of my life. After my second deployment I was sitting on about 200k. I hired a financial manager. He did well a few years. I bought and rented out a couple houses. I've got 17 years in the army, creeping closer to a portfolio worth $2 million and a good pension in retirement. I'm about to make lieutenant colonel. I'm in my late 30s. Just grind and save. Edit. Gold. Thanks. I should add that this job really sucks and I hate it a lot of the time. But due to the peaks and valleys of monetary motivation I have to do it for a few more years. Converted all of my money into Zimbabwean dollars. I sell overpriced consultancy time to CTOs who don't know any better. I actually hit big at a casino a while back. Not enough where I can afford to quit my job and buy a mansion, but I'm comfy and so will my son be. I used to run an apple cart and Nick would buy an apple for 5c and sell it for 10c. Did this for 20 years. Then my wife's father died and left us a chain of hotels. Through hard work and perseverance I established a reputation for honesty and competence. I was slowly promoted to increasing positions of responsibility and remuneration. I saved prodigiously and invested wisely. I married well to someone with similar values. Being frugal, not buying new cars, not caring about what others think, saving and investing and doing it again, not making knee-jerk investments, letting them ride long term and not freaking out at every market correction. For me it was a slow game, but fun to watch it take off. I am on track of being a millionaire by just investing in my 401k. I started my career at 20 years old right after graduating from college and started investing the minimum to my 401k. Never really thought much of it until I did those calculators and realized that since I started so young the compound interest on any investment account with a decent return would be huge. I would recommend you just put anything away. Everyone tells you to max your investments, but honestly not everyone can invest $18k a year. Do the math of how much $200 a month will grow in 30 years. This might not be the exact answer, but this will easily get you to be a millionaire at some point. Searches this thread for a sugar daddy. I sold 18% of my company for a large sum of money and we worked together to expand. Haven't received my million yet, but my new Nigerian prince friend is going to call me with directions after I send him some of my bank info to make the transfer. My first million was the hardest to attain. It took me a good 10 to 15 years to find the perfect bank near the highway, a safe cracker that's not a complete ducking idiot, and an inside man that's not going to fold under a little bit of stress. Once I got my perfect team, getting the million was easy. The second was easier now that I got some experience under my belt. This might not seem like the obvious path, but I approached a few of the wealthier individuals I found on my social media and pitched them my company idea. See, the movie Wolf of Wall Street taught to me never spend your own money when you can spend someone else's. I then created an internet startup company that specialized in dog fart collection. I am not a millionaire. I was born. It all came from my parents. I get a lot of crap from my friends in college, lol. My parents on the other hand went from living in lower middle class India, born in late 50s, so basically studying hard and family bonds were what kept them going. Came to California for masters and PhD, and worked for massive tech companies for about 30 years. My dad went up to executive director or something. They invested a lot of money and bought houses in India and rented them out. The house they bought here in California went from $1.1 million to about $3.5 million. Not there yet, but getting there. STEM degree for both wife and I. I bag my lunch and drink from water fountain. I eat out with co-workers maybe once a month. Fill up my trusty clean canteen bottle daily with the free ice from cafeteria and water from the water fountain. In my lower 30s right now. Have a $500 K house. Bought 2 years ago. About 40% paid off. Hope to pay it off completely well before I turn 40. Currently about $350 K in bank between liquid and stocks. Currently driving a 9-year-old Scion. Wife has a 13-year-old Camry. Daughter's toys off from the thrift store. Haven't had cable TV ever. Love Costco and Walmart. Love looking at deal sites. That doesn't mean we do not enjoy life. We've been backpacking in Europe. Have visited Dubai, Bahamas, Bermuda, Puerto Rico, Vegas numerous times. Canada numerous times. Going to Cali in less than a month. My philosophy is this: you get rich by acting poor in things that really don't please your heart. We like traveling, so we do that. I like photography, so I have a DSLR. Wife likes nail polish, so she has like a big box full of them. I don't care much about food, so I bag it and we rarely eat out. Same with our cars. Live simply, invest and spend wisely, love unconditionally. I opened an avocado toast food truck. Bought a genuine $100 trillion Zimbabwean banknote off eBay for $8. We got some advice here for the UK. Lots of 401k talk, which isn't all that useful over here. Please send me you a cute one. When 1 million people have sent their pound, I will be able to answer this question. Compounding interest is a hell of a drug. Save, save, save. Stuff that savings into Vanguard SANP 500 index fund. Forget about that money. It doesn't exist until you're ready to retire. Warren Buffett gave us the keys to the castle. Is millionaire defined by assets? Because I just qualify based on the value of my property, but I'm poor in terms of cash flow. I have always been very frugal and save significantly more than anyone else I know. Bought a property at the age of 23 which appreciated in value by a significant amount. However, I am just barely paying off the loan, so I'm poor as duck. Self-made. Cracked the first $1 million just after 33 sometime. Then the next few came quickly. The best advice is to build capital early. I scrimped and saved and had my first car till I was 30 and it totally shat itself. Didn't waste money on holidays or any expenditure that wasn't 100% necessary. Holidays consisted just of time of work and going to beach or doing fun free things. So once I had a little nest egg $10k, I got a house, and every time I had a spare $50 put it against the mortgage. Then every time I got a pay rise the difference went to the mortgage, not to increase in lifestyle. I'm 45 now and saving becomes less of a priority as the base capital is there. I can spend every cent I earn and my base will still increase. Summary: get saving early. What car and what clothes you wear don't change who you are. I took the easy route and I'm in denial over being poor. The old-fashioned way. Great-grandparents helped build a city. How many of y'all millionaires here are baby boomers? Come on, be honest. The real question is, why do wealthy people live like they are poor, and poor people live like they are wealthy? Be willing to move anywhere for your job. Most big companies are looking for competent people who can go where they need them. Be that person and the money follows effortlessly. Semi-real answer. By risking my marriage and everything I owned to do work that did not pay but was interesting, and finally convincing that changing the way they did stuff was wrong, or at least more expensive. What exactly is a millionaire? A million in net wealth, or a million in cash, or a million in assets, or a combo of, in horse. Given your average house in a city is now worth half to 3/4 of a million. And I guess that makes me a millionaire if I exclude the mortgage on the investment property. BRB buying a lotto ticket for Thursday. Will let you fellas ladies know how I go. I ran into a mentor, and another mentor, a few more mentors, until I had met 5 mentors. TLDR, anyone who bought a house at the right time became a millionaire. Anyone who makes a return and hoards money became a millionaire. Anyone who became the 1 in 1 million who ran a successful business became a millionaire. If you're in a field without a well-paying job, you're out of luck. And if you didn't buy a house at the right time, you're out of luck. Your only chance is to start a business and hope you make it successful. But if you fail, you'll get a return of debt.